One day, my son came out with, "You're not my real dad. Mom's boyfriend is better." I just replied, "All right." After that, I cut off the private school payments and sold his car. 72 hours later, his mother was threatening me with legal action. I'm 43, and I've been raising my son Marcus, 17, on my own since he was 8. His mom, Veronica, walked out on us for some guy she met at her gym. She didn't want custody, just her freedom. Fine, whatever. Over the next 9 years, I rebuilt our lives from scratch. I worked myself to the bone, covering $32,000 a year for Westfield Academy, buying him a BMW 3 Series for his 16th birthday, a gaming PC worth more than most people's rent, summer camps, private tutors, you name it. Not because I was loaded, but because as a construction project manager, I made him my number one priority. 3 weeks ago, Veronica suddenly decided she wanted back into Marcus's life. She showed up with her boyfriend Dante, a personal trainer who drives a leased Maserati. You know the type. Marcus started spending weekends over there, and I didn't object. He deserved to know his mom. Then last Sunday, Marcus came home and said, "I've been thinking, you're not really my dad. Not my real dad. Dante gets me better. Mom says I can move in with them full time after I turn 18. He's going to help me become an influencer." I just stared at him. "Not your real dad? You know, biologically. Yeah, but Dante's more of a father figure. He doesn't nag me about grades or college. He actually supports my dreams." "Your dream of being an influencer? See, you're doing it right now, dismissing me." Apparently, Dante told him. With that natural charisma of his, he looked at me. I just nodded slowly. "All right. If I'm not your real father, then I don't have any real responsibilities toward you. The private school payments stop tomorrow. Your car? It's going back to the dealer. My name's on the title. And your college fund. That's for my son. Which apparently isn't you." The color drained from his face. "Dad, wait. It's Marcus," I cut in. "Or, sir, since I'm not your real father." That was Sunday. By Wednesday, everything had completely blown up. Update 1. Let me fill you in on the chaos. Monday morning, I called Westfield Academy and told them I'd be pulling all financial support immediately. They gave Marcus 5 days to come up with another way to pay, or he'd be dropped from enrollment. Next, I put the BMW up on Carvana. Got $28,000 for it. Not bad for a car that was barely a year old. That afternoon, Marcus came home in tears, full on, red faced, ugly crying. "Dad, the school called me to the office. They said you're not paying anymore. I've got SATs next month. I can't just switch schools now." "Talk to your real father figure about it," I told him. "This is insane. You're destroying my life over one comment." "One comment? You told me I'm not your real dad. Real fathers pay for school. I'm just the guy who fed and housed you for 9 years, remember?" By Tuesday, Veronica was blowing up my phone. 47 text messages. Here are a few highlights. "WTF is wrong with you? You can't just abandon your son. This is emotional abuse. Dante's lawyer cousin says this is illegal. Marcus is traumatized." I sent one reply. "He's got a real father figure now. Ask Dante to cover it." Wednesday morning, Veronica showed up at my job. Security had to escort her out while she screamed about lawsuits, how I was destroying Marcus's future, and how Dante couldn't afford private school because he was still building his business. My boss, Jim, watched the whole scene unfold. When it was over, he looked at me and asked, "That your ex?" I nodded. He gave my shoulder a pat and said, "Stand your ground, brother." Wednesday night, Marcus tried a new tactic. He actually cooked dinner for the first time in 2 years, cleaned his room, and then sat me down for a serious talk. "Dad, I'm sorry. I didn't mean what I said. I was just figuring out my relationship with Mom. You're my real dad. You've always been there." "Uh-huh. And this has nothing to do with losing your car and school? I mean, Those things just made me realize how much you do for me. So if I restore everything tomorrow, we're good? You won't pull this crap again? I promise I'll never say anything like that again. And when Dante buys you a Maserati for graduation, when your mom offers you a room in their penthouse, then what? He couldn't meet my eyes. That's different. Get out of my sight, Marcus. Now it's Thursday. The school wants payment by tomorrow. Marcus has been bouncing between rage, tears, and over the top affection. Veronica's threatened legal action 6 separate times. I heard Marcus blocked her after she asked him for $32. Right now, I'm sitting here with a beer, looking at his college fund statement, $127,000, and wondering if I should finally get that motorcycle I've always wanted. More updates coming. This isn't over. Update 2. Buckle up because this week has been insane. Friday, deadline day. Marcus stayed home sick from school. By Friday, Marcus was in full-blown panic mode, bouncing between my place and his mom's, trying to negotiate some sort of deal. Around noon, Veronica showed up with her sister Gabriella and, I swear to you, Dante's mother, Rosa. Rosa is about 65 and clearly thinks her son can do no wrong. She started lecturing me about family values. In our family, we don't abandon children over words. My Dante would never. Your Dante told my son he'd be a better father, but won't pay for his school. Sounds like he's great at talking, not much else. Gabriella jumped in. You're being petty. Marcus is just a kid. He made one mistake. He's 17. In 8 months, he's an adult. Old enough to say I'm not his real father, old enough to face the consequences. Veronica tried the waterworks. Please. His friends are all at Westfield. His whole life is there. You're destroying his senior year. No, Marcus destroyed it when he decided Dante was his real father figure. I'm just adjusting my financial priorities accordingly. Then Dante himself rolled up, literally in his Maserati, wearing a tank top in 50-degree weather. Bro, we need to talk. Man to man? Sure. Got $32? Listen, what Marcus said was out of line, but you're taking it too personally. Kids say dumb stuff. Adults deal with it. You wanted to be his father figure? Congrats. Figure out his tuition. I'm building my brand, bro. I've got 3 fitness clients. Then you can't afford to be anyone's father figure. Now get off my property. Saturday morning, Marcus went nuclear, posted on Instagram that I'm an abusive narcissist who can't handle rejection. He tagged extended family, my coworkers, basically everyone he could think of. The post went semi-viral in our area, over 1,200 likes and 300 plus comments. The majority roasted him. Bro said he wasn't his real dad and still expected the bank to stay open. Welcome to the Mess Around and Find Out Hall of Fame. Team Dad, 1. Kid, 0. Marcus thought he was being clever, but Veronica's friends and family came out swinging. My phone blew up with messages, calling me heartless, saying I was traumatizing a child, that I should be ashamed. My brother Carlos texted, saw Marcus's post, want me to comment? Me, nah, let him cook. By the way, I'm unfollowing him. Kid's an ungrateful punk. Sunday, that's when the real comedy started. Marcus was officially withdrawn from Westfield and had to enroll in public school for his senior year. It's actually a decent school, but to him, it's basically prison. At 7 a.m., he storms into my room. I have to go to Jefferson High. Do you know what kids from Westfield call Jefferson? Juvenile Hall High. Sounds like a personal problem. I won't get into Columbia now. My whole academic record is ruined. Talk to Dante. Maybe he knows someone in admissions. Stop saying that. You're my father. Nope. I'm just some guy you're biologically related to. Your words. But here's where it really gets good. Sunday afternoon, I get a call from my lawyer friend Keith. He's laughing so hard he can barely talk. Turns out, Veronica actually tried to file some kind of emergency custody modification, claiming I was financially abusing Marcus. She wanted the court to force me to pay his private school tuition. The judge looked at her filing and said, "Ma'am, your son is 17 and private school is not a necessity." Last night, around 11 p.m., Marcus slid a note under my door. "Dad, I messed up. I know I messed up. Mom and Dante have been filling my head with ideas, telling me you're holding me back, that you're too strict, that I could be more without your rules. I believe them because I'm an idiot. Now I see Dante can't even afford his own car lease. Mom lives in a one-bedroom apartment. They sold me dreams they couldn't afford themselves. I'm not asking to go back to Westfield. I know that bridge is burned. I'm just asking for you to be my dad again. The real one. The only one." Marcus. I kept the note, still haven't decided how to respond. This morning, Veronica sent one final Veronica's text came in. "You won. Hope you're happy." Marcus cried all night. I replied, "I didn't win anything. I just stopped losing. I'll update when I decide how to handle the note. For now, your boy needs another beer." Update 3. Final update. And wow, what a ride. After the note, I let Marcus sit with it for a couple of days. He walked around like a ghost, barely eating, coming straight home from his new school. No Instagram activity, even cleaned the kitchen without being asked. That's when I knew he was desperate. Wednesday, I finally sat him down. "Let's talk about your note." Instantly, the tears started, real ones this time. Not the manipulative kind from before, but full on ugly, snot bubble crying. "Dad, I'm so sorry. I ruined everything. I'm so stupid." "You're not stupid. You got played by two adults who should have known better. I just wanted to know my mom. She made it sound like you were the bad guy, like you were the reason she left. Your mom left because she met Dante at the gym and decided being a mother was too boring. That's it. No hidden story, no big mystery. She said I was controlling, that I wouldn't let her chase her dreams. Her dream, to be a fitness influencer. She had 200 followers and spent our mortgage money on supplements she never sold. But sure, I was the problem." Then Thursday, things went nuclear. Turns out Mr. Maserati got himself arrested. Apparently, Dante was running a supplement scam, selling fake pre-workout labeled as pharmaceutical grade to his clients. One of them ended up in the hospital. Police searched his apartment and found about $50,000 worth of counterfeit product. Veronica called me screaming, "This is your fault. If you if you hadn't been so petty about Marcus, I wouldn't have pressured Dante about money. He only did this because you stressed him out." "So, your boyfriend commits fraud and somehow that's my fault? That's Olympic level mental gymnastics, Veronica. I need money for his bail." I laughed so hard I almost dropped my phone. "Ask his mother. She's the one who thinks he's perfect." Friday was senior skip day at Jefferson High, but Marcus actually went to school. When he got home, he said, "It's actually not that bad. The kids are more real, less pretentious. This one girl, Maya, she's in my AP Calc class. She's really smart. Yeah, she told me she saw my Instagram post and that I was an entitled jerk who deserved what I got. Sounds like a smart girl. I think I like her. Focus on graduating first, Romeo." Saturday morning, 8 a.m., the doorbell rings. It's Rosa, Dante's mom, along with Gabriella, Veronica's sister, and Veronica herself. They said they wanted to make peace. I'm standing there in my boxers and a robe, coffee in hand, already done with this nonsense. Rosa starts in, "My son is in jail because of this situation. You've destroyed two families. Your son is in jail because he's a criminal. That's on him. Marcus needs stability. You should at least give him his car back. I'll buy him a used Honda when he graduates. if he graduates with over a 3.5 GPA. Veronica, looking like she hasn't slept in days, said, "Please, I know I screwed up. I know I said horrible things, but Marcus shouldn't suffer because I'm an idiot." "You're right. He shouldn't. That's why he's suffering, because he's an idiot. He made his choice. He's just a child. He's a child who's about to be an adult. Better he learns now that words have consequences." They left after more shouting. Veronica's now staying with Gabriella, since Dante's apartment is officially a crime scene. Poetic. Sunday, yesterday, Marcus and I went to collect his things from Westfield. He was clearly embarrassed, but handled it better than I expected. His ex, Brittany, even stopped him to say, "I heard what happened. You kind of deserved it, but I'm sorry it went down like that." On the drive home, Marcus said, "Dad, I've been thinking about college." "Yeah? I don't think Columbia's realistic anymore. Even with my grades, Westfield was my edge, but Jefferson has a solid engineering program. They've got a partnership with State. Maybe I could do 2 years at community college, then transfer." I nearly swerved into the next lane. "You're considering community college?" "Maya's doing it. She says it's smart financially. Her parents make good money, but they've got 3 kids, so she's paying her own way." "This Maya sounds like she's got her head on straight. Can I still use my college fund for State or community?" "That money's always been for your education, but you're getting a job this summer, and you're paying for your own gas and insurance when you get that Honda." "Deal, Dad. Are we good?" "We're getting there, kid. We're getting there." This morning, I woke up to Marcus making breakfast. The eggs were runny and the bacon was burnt, but he tried. He's at school now, probably trying to impress Maya with his new humility. Veronica's been quiet ever since Dante's bail was denied. Word is he's looking at 3 to 5 years. She posted some cryptic nonsense about knowing who your real friends are and rising from the ashes. Sure, January. As for me, I'm looking at motorcycles this weekend. I'm not buying one. The college fund is still for Marcus. But a man can dream. To everyone who said I went too far, my kid learned that actions have consequences. He learned you don't betray the people who've been there for you in favor of those who just talk pretty. He learned that real support isn't hype or empty promises. It's showing up every single day for 9 years. Even when it's tough, we're not perfect and we're not fully healed, but we're real. And that's more than Dante and his Maserati ever were. Thanks for sticking with this wild ride. I've got to go crack open a beer and watch the game. Peace out. Edit. Since everyone's asking, Marcus and Maya have a study date this Friday. Kid's nervous as hell. Also, Dante took a plea deal, 18 months. Veronica's already back on Tinder. Some things never change.